Lee, defeat here against Barnsley. How did you sum up the performance today?
Silly mistakes, fine lines. As a group, defensively, we've got to be better and cut out some of the mistakes. And then in the attack, we've got to hit certain areas and just have a little bit quality of ball in the final third. And I think those were the two main things. But obviously, it results in no goals and 4 against. So we've got 6 training sessions now to sort of deal with that and work together to put that right. And the players can see it, we can see it. So back to the training ground and make those improvements. But it's those fine margins, and we've got to be better with it. And as staff, we've got to look at that and get the players in and doing the right things.
So one of the bright notes as well, Lucy Farrow made her debut as well, had some great chances. How did you see her performance today?
Yeah, Lucy's quality. She offers a lot up front. She's got pace, but people think it's pace. She's not just that. She's hard to defend against. She's quick on the turn and she's very strong. And when you've got that, you've got outlets and you can bring other players into it. So I thought she had a good debut. I think when she gets settled with players around her and she knows how to play, I think she'll improve tenfold off the back of that then. But for a debut, she came in and does what Lucy does, and she gives everything every game.
When you talk about the fine margins and the mistakes as well, because at 1-0 just before half time, the team were in it. Did that second goal just kill the momentum going into half time?
It changed what we did at half time for sure. I think it deflated the players when I looked at half time. So to try to rally them round, as well as I do, the next goal is key, if it's 3-0 or 2-1. So yeah, the girls were up for it though. I mean, Barnsley, they're a good side and they're physical, and we had to match that physicality, and the ref clearly was happy to let play go today for both teams. So there was some fight in there, and that was good to see that. And there was some improvements from last week's game for sure. So now we need to take that forward and improve that again for the following game, which is in a few weeks against County at home.
Because you talk about the sort of trying to implement your style, trying to implement your philosophy as well, and you've only had 2 games with this team as well. Is there signs straight in sort of these early stages that you're able to see what you're trying to get from the players? Yeah,
so they didn't get in behind today like they did last week. So the defence dropping, Steve worked on that. And then how we want to play, how we want to go forward in numbers. Listen, it's not done in 1 or 2 sessions or 3 or 4, which is all we've had with this team. But you should start seeing some of those things implemented for County game with 6 sessions extra. And if there's not, there's something wrong. So I am confident in this team, in this group. And I think we've got a lot to prove and a lot to show. And I think it'll be exciting once we nail that. And there's good glimpses of it, and there's improvements from last week into this. So we've got to keep that moving forward and hopefully take that into the County game.
We did see as well just before the end, before Lou went off injured as well. Has there been any update with that? What's been the situation?
No, she's just a bit under the weather, I think. And she just I think ran out of steam maybe at the end there, so nothing to worry about. I think she just needs some rest and get back into it really, and I think she'll be all right. But yeah, other than that, I think we're strong, healthy, and ready to get back to training, which is good.
And of course, for County, Notts County's coming. You mentioned in a couple of weeks' time. Really big game as on Sunday. How do you see it? Well, what's your thoughts ahead of it?
No, I'm excited for it. It's at home. It's our next home game, and I think anyone that watched the home game last week, going into this game, they'll see a completely different way of playing, and hopefully what we want to implement, it starts to show. It is early at the minute, but by then we've had quite a few sessions, so you should see some improvements on what we're trying to do as a team. But credit to the players, they are working hard. They are grafting in training sessions, and they're making the most of every minute really. So you've got to take positives. It can't be all doom and gloom, even though the result sometimes shows that. And at this point, I'm not too worried, and with the group, I think we'll turn it around quite quickly. So I'm looking forward to seeing that again.
Thanks for your time.
All right, thanks.